Yo.
Alright, everybody should be all good. I feel like everybody's ready to unmute. And guys, welcome back to episode 5 of Let's Talk, presented by the Esports Journal. Noah Quinn here tonight, of course, but I'm joined by 3 great guests, of course. Just underneath me on your guys' screens will be Alex from Cryptic Gaming. Alex, good to have you here, mate.
Alright.
And of course, to his right, Danny Slicer. No camera, mate, but we've still got you here in spirit. Welcome, mate.
Yeah, what's going on? What's good?
Nothing much, mate. And just above him, of course, he's been on here before. Plasnight, formerly, well, as a recapping, he'll be of Plasnight was, but it's good to have you here back, mate.
Cheers, Dan, mate.
It's not a problem, and guys, like we say, the main topic for today will, of course, be what was meant to happen last week will be the grand discussion, the recap of what was EEG Season 1 playoffs. Happened not the previous weekend, the weekend beforehand. Of course, all 3 of you, of players on stream you guys are watching, all heavily involved. Of course, first, top 8, and of course what was not the best placing for you, my friend, at top 12, but we will break it down and we will discuss the winners, the losers, who improved, who maybe dropped down a place just a bit too low. And we'll highlight, of course, how are these teams placed so high. Of course, Cryptic coming out as champions. And overall, I think we'll start off just by discussing what everyone thought of the league in general. Myself, from a broadcasting perspective, throughout the regular season, it went pretty darn well, I think, across all the games. We got all the regular season games done. The only issue, I think, heading into playoffs, which I think and I'll start with you, Alex, is that an issue quite a few people raised was timing. and there was quite a bit of discussion about that because, of course, there was one day in it where I think winners bracket played a game and losers bracket played, I think, 5 games in one day. Overall, how was your view of it? Did Wortham play well? Was there any improvements could be made? Or
I do remember I was pissed off with one, and I think it was the Saturday we only played the one game.
yeah, it was the losers bracket every day.
I can't remember. Did I play 3 games on Friday?
Yeah, you did. Winners round 1, 2, and I think winners semis. I think was optional on Friday.
Straight away. Should be 2 games Friday, 2 games Saturday. As simple as that. Don't know why no one's looked at it and thought, hang about. It's just simple things, really, isn't it?
It was, and of course, from our perspective as casters, we're up those nights. We saw that we were like, right, okay, because the schedule was changed, I think 3 or 4 times heading into it just to get everything organized, and I think one of the key players that made it kind of stand out, I should say, player coach, was your coach Voids. He tweeted quite a bit regarding, of course,
talk about him.
It implies you a lot. He did mention a lot that loser bracket heavily had to play on Saturday. Of course, that affected you guys.
Like,
Just if
if we didn't have to play the 3rd game
Yeah.
on the Friday
night, yeah.
we wouldn't have lost. Like, we wouldn't have been in the loser bracket viral.
Yeah, they lost the viral.
No, but, I don't know. I think that'd be.
But the
That
thing
Bruce
is,
picking up
literally, it was like literally, I think it was like 10 o'clock on that night.
Yeah, it was
I'd
very
already
late.
been playing.
Very late.
And I had to play another series, but they could have just split it 2 and 2 throughout the 2 days anyway. I don't see the point in playing 3 games on the first day, unless it's a 2-day thing like this Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah. I mean, I think overall, as casters, we casted, I think, 12 matches on stream. I think it was 4 each day or something. That's what it surely should be for us as casters, 4, 4, 4. But it's a lot tougher for you guys as players. Like we say, I think it was Friday, it was 3 winners, 1 losers. 4, 5 losers on Saturday. Like, we see Saturday as more a losers bracket heavy day, but not that much.
Yeah, how I see it as well, like, I'm not being funny, like, it's best of 5s as well. You wouldn't play
It is a
3
lot of
league
maps,
games in
yeah.
one day.
It's a
Like, you
lot
wouldn't
of
play
maps.
like 3 league games in one day.
If there's one team that goes to grand final from losers bracket round 1, having gone best of 5 a lot of times, they will not be too happy. And it's understandable. I mean, it's something to be looked at in the future, of course, when the league heading into season 3 and other leagues in general as well. Is it something that you've noticed, maybe, Danny, playing across most of these playoffs, that is it something that EG maybe just got wrong one weekend, or has this happened multiple times? Because
I think that EG are probably the most consistent host of. I don't mind Val, but I just think they try and change it up too much. Like every season, they try something different. It just doesn't work.
Things with Val, yeah, it's the best. Like it's one of the best leagues because of the prize pool.
Yeah, that's yeah.
But the system's just shocking.
That's all they've got.
They could set it however, like they could set it up however they like. They're always going to get teams because of the prize.
Yeah. I mean, I had a chat with them and they said that the reason it's like all of the qualifiers were how they were is to give everybody a fair chance.
Yeah.
And they want to give everyone a fair chance because that's where the prize pool comes from. There's like something stupid like 108 teams and maybe 132 teams that are signed up. So fair enough if you have to cater for that many people, but there's a point where like you got to draw the line where the competitive integrity goes.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. So like it's not competitive to make teams like us and Bulldog, when they were a team, play against the real bottom end of the teams. And Val's argument was that these lower teams deserve a chance to play against the better teams. But what I'd argue against that is that to play against the top teams, you have to prove you are the best of the lower teams, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Which is why I said it just makes so much sense to invite 8 teams to Premium, have a 12-team Premium, and have a qualifier for the best 4 teams out of the teams outside of that bracket. And like that's just, it's so foolproof. It's nobody can argue with me against it. And it just, I'm not going to get into it, man, because I've said my piece on Twitter before.
The amount of like games you have to play in the Val just before the league even starts,
qualifiers,
is just stupid.
and then if you don't make premium,
if you don't make premium, you go straight down into this regular season.
Yeah, regular qualifiers. Yeah.
Qualifier.
Yeah.
What's the point?
It's more games.
Invite teams to a premium. Stop making people that don't have to play for them. I'm not saying I deserve to be in the premium because I probably don't, but definitely Alex. And
after that performance, no, you don't.
I'd say you do. Over some of the people who I'm looking at in the premium bracket this season, definitely.
True,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? Like,
yeah, like Danny. Oh no, Danny's not involved anymore.
Oh, you want to chill?
I mean, the likes of Peak, the likes of Singularity, the likes of Nordic.
Peak,
Peak are good.
Yeah, they're good. Yeah. And then I think the likes of Animosity are top of the premium pool,
Mm.
and everyone thought Nordic was going to go undefeated and beat every single team, and that Animosity
not
squad
gone
not to put it
undefeated?
past. I think they're sitting at like 3. No, I mean I think everyone thought they were going to go like 11-0 at the end of the
I think
season.
they are.
Wait,
The-
they are
the-
they
the-
lost?
I
I think they're on. I think they're on for it. Yeah.
Yeah, because we played that Animosity team yesterday when I picked up for a map and they beat them. I'm gonna get into that because it was a joke with the ruling that Val did, but like, regardless, like Nordic could put their feet up for the rest of the season now, get last seed for playoffs, and they'll probably still come definitely top 2.
Okay, Nordic are 5-0, and Animosity are 7-2. So
I think everyone puts too much pressure, like hype around league games, because I'm
Especially
not sure
premium.
where we finished. I mean, yeah, if you've already qualified for playoffs, you don't have to play a single premium game. You know what I mean?
that's something you guys all did as well. I mean, I don't think any
We
premium
didn't. We
team.
played
Yeah.
we played 4 EEG games, I think. We
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
played 4 series and then left them. Didn't play the rest. Went into playoffs with like 10th seed or
Yeah.
something stupid like that, or 8th
and
seed,
still won.
and won it. Like it's
Exactly.
the only time we've ever took the league game seriously is the first one we ever played in this season, which was season 1 EEG, which we won and got the 25 quid for. But
Yeah.
like apart from that, we couldn't care less. It doesn't mean anything. It's like when we played the Easter Cup and we lost to Plasnight. You know all these. Well, you were on that team, You were, weren't you? In the Easter Cup. Mike's muted, mate.
Yeah, Mike's me.
That was Zach and 9 and Hectic. I wasn't on that.
Oh,
I was
okay,
with the
yeah.
10 still in the Easter Cup.
Yeah, but they beat us and everyone made such a big fuss about it and then like we didn't think too much of it. I couldn't care less. We finished the series and thought, all right, we just got to try against them next series, and they didn't even get a chance to play us in the playoffs. So, just shows that like league games really don't mean anything.
I don't think, because you brought it back for the premium pool, Alex. I don't think any premium team in EG season 2 finished their games. Like I think there was like 12 teams. We finished I think with one team like 9-1 or 9-0, whatever it was. But yeah,
I'm
like
not surprised.
Exactly, it's like you say, if you're guaranteed a premium spot,
It's
it's not
fair,
like
the foreign teams take it quite seriously. Like they always
Yeah,
finish
they
their
do.
games.
Yeah.
Like G-Lab and that, they take it like really seriously, which is fair play, but they just do.
I mean, it's like you said,
Yeah.
it's not like top 8. It's guaranteed.
If it was down to me, I'd probably just eliminate the whole league phase anyway.
Yeah,
And,
that's what I was
playoffs
saying.
for the
Just
money,
do a
mate.
massive
Yeah.
playoff bracket, yeah.
If anything,
And
yeah,
then
no.
seed
If
it off
anything, have a
like
qualifier.
pass
Mm.
Have like maybe
Yeah,
four to
like
6
some
invited
qualify for
teams.
seeding.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like
That makes the most sense.
Yeah, but the reason they won't do that is because they don't get like the exposure of the actual
I
whole
suppose,
league.
yeah, revenue,
Like,
exposure.
People,
Yeah.
people who enter the Val,
That is the best way to do it.
like people who enter the Val who aren't so good, enter the Val because they know they've still got a chance at playoffs, even if they're in how many divisions are there? Like
Yeah,
8.
yeah,
Eight,
this season, yeah.
And if they come first in that, they're in playoffs. Whereas if you enter the EG, that's probably why EG don't get as many sign-ups. Not just because of the prize pool, just because like the element that you might not get into playoff. Like
Yeah, top 4 for each
Lower
club.
teams wouldn't.
Yeah, no, you are right. Thing with Val as well is I said this to them. If you want to cater for everybody, then people who don't like I said with the best of the lower teams get to premium and get a chance to play against the good teams. And if you
Mhm.
don't make that, you can hold a completely separate playoffs for them.
Yeah.
For like maybe like the lowest 6 divisions or something like that.
Yeah.
It like there's just so many different avenues they can go down with it. I don't think they've thought it through enough.
Yeah. I mean,
Like
it's
the,
definitely improvements.
They're not using the sources around them with people that do know, like may not so much know better, but know what they're on about, like players, casters. They're the people that actually get on and play the games or cast the games, and they know how to make it as competitive as possible. And if they don't want to use that advice, then they don't want to use that advice. It's going to hurt them in the long run.
I think the SPU's like definitely got the best thing going for them at the moment. Just
Yeah.
like the price, they increased the price for 100%. It's going to be better than the rest of the league. has.
They use absolutely loads. They take loads of advice. I know they
Yeah.
speak
Yeah.
to me a lot. They always
Yeah.
ask me how I think my opinions on their things, and they always speak to
Yeah.
Boppers. And I'm not sure who else they speak to, but
Remember
they
them,
get the opinions of
yeah.
everybody.
The week before
and
they
they
picked the
use
team
it.
for the Easter Cups, they DM me, was like, Daniel, okay, it was this period, like, it was post-season 1, so it was kind of like everyone was in the wind, the TD situation, all that stuff. And they're like, give me your top 6 teams. I was like, right, it's a bit tough, because some teams have gone FA, some teams are LF1, teams have dropped off. And it's like you say, Alex, they get input from other players, they get input from players that play in playoffs, and George, Brody, and myself as well. And going forward, ESB, they're definitely making a case to contest for those top leagues. I mean, I think the top three, well, the only three right now at the top are obviously Val, EG, and ES Hub in no particular order, but ESP, I could really see them breaking that threshold and making it, whether taking someone's spot or making it a 4-league play. But the way they run it is, they don't do anything wrong, really, in the way they run it.
Can I just point out the fact that EEG actually didn't stream Winners Final? Brad's just put in the chat.
Yeah,
Did they not?
They did not stream the Winners Final.
Was it on Cammy streaming it, wasn't it?
I remember that. It's because we
a lot of
You
people
guys were streaming a losers bracket game, I think.
I remember, yeah, because we did. I spoke to Randu pre that, and I said, "What match we doing?" Because obviously Winners Final was going to be up there. And I think the plan was to get, because Stealth came in for losers semis and losers final. The plan was just to go straight from losers semis and then I think straight to losers finals. But by the time it started, Winners Final had already started.
Dan, did you not even finish the grand final? Because I remember.
I couldn't. It was like 12:30 and I had to go. I couldn't, sadly.
Luckily, it was Cameron streaming, but
yeah, sad about that, to be honest.
The Winners Final should take priority. That's just, again, it should just go without saying. You'd think it goes without saying, and it's simple, but like apparently not.
Just things went up behind the scenes. It goes down to scheduling again, doesn't it? I mean, overall, I think across the weekend there was a bit of timing. I think the same thing happened in season 1, or a bit small of it. But this time there was a bit more discontent. As far as I know, there was a bit more discontent. I mean, the fact that it went second. I think the plan was originally on the site to host grand final at 10 o'clock, and I started thinking to myself, I was thinking, 10 o'clock on a Sunday when people are at work and school and stuff on Monday. The second best of 5 didn't get started until 12:30. There's no way I would be able to do that.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, but if you think back to Val didn't finish until like 2:30 in the morning.
It's just things that happen.
It's just how it goes.
Just delays and stuff.
I remember we were playing. I think did you have to play you in one of them in like the losers finals? When I was with the Nexus, we was playing like the losers final at like 11:30 at night.
I think because I was in grand final for Val. I won Winners.
Yeah, you played Bulldog and you got 3-0'd.
Yeah.
And then they came back up, and of course
he loves bringing up the scores, doesn't he?
And then of course Alex.
He just was putting the dagger in it.
And then we lost 2 best of 5s.
Do you want to, your record in grand finals, by the way? I tweeted it out, but did you see it?
Yeah.
Your record in terms of grand final best of 5s.
This is what no one understands, man.
It's atrocious, mate.
Unless if you were a player, you'd understand. Yeah. If you lose first best of 5 in a grand final, you're gonna get you most likely just gets swamped in the second best of 5, and that's what happens.
Because what they 3-2'd you, didn't they? And then they 3-0'd.
Yeah, we lost last map after. I think we really should have. We threw away the first S&D or something. We threw away one of the maps, or like that's what it was, man. We absolutely smoked them on Arden's Hardpoint, first map in Winners Final, 100-point clubbed them, and then we were 2-1 up, and then it came 4th map in the Grand Final first series, and we were like, right, this is it, sweet. Then we got absolutely smoked. As soon as we lost that map, I was like, that's the series.
That's a vibe killer, isn't it? It was 3-2.
Yeah.
It's one of them, man. In hindsight, you look at it and think, if we were going to win the series, that was the map to win it.
Yeah.
And then we didn't, and then like that was their momentum boost, and the series was theirs to lose after that, to be honest.
Yeah, and of course, I think the record, 5 best of 5s. To be fair, 3 grand finals out of 4? And if you'd have participated in the ES Hub, I know the situation around that. You guys probably would have made the grand final anyway, and possibly could have won. So we'll talk really 4 grand finals out of 4, even though you didn't play in it. You probably would have played in it.
Do you think ES Hub's gonna fall off at all?
I don't know, man. I don't think anyone really takes their.
They tweeted yesterday about season 4, or I think season 3.
I literally didn't even know
Well, the thing is though, EG and Val don't really make much profit. However, ES Hub just purely run off profit. I don't know if you've noticed that. Like they will adjust their prizes, all to do with them making a little profit. Like, they even said that themselves.
It was like
business.
Wasn't there,
that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Fair enough for them to doing that, but like in general, like it's not gonna have as big of a prize, like because they don't really like advertise it as much as the other leagues. Like I didn't even know an ES Hub league was going on.
Neither did I, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, did you know first season, didn't they like promise a $1.5 grand prize pool and reduce it like 900?
It was just
that's what I mean.
Slowly getting worse and worse. Yeah. That's if there's one thing I do rate Valve for, they've said it's going to be 3K, and they make it 3K. So.
Yeah, and then their system of ES subsystem of what? I think I saw a tweet about advertising season 4. And I mentioned, someone
Yeah,
DM'd me, they're like, they're tweeting about season 4, and season 2 hasn't even finished.
I don't even know how he
Yeah, but have you seen the season 2 prize? It's like a $300.
Yeah, it's like just monthly leagues.
Yeah.
The question
I
is,
didn't
where
understand it.
is it going to be too saturated? That gets to the point where if it's at one point a month, you're thinking, right, they're going to tweet about season 5, 6, and every
Well,
league's
it's
going to
too
be
little,
about season 2,
too
4.
late, really.
Yeah,
Any of you not even playing the sub leagues? I haven't
No.
even.
I've never
I haven't
casted
even
them.
really-
I had the chance before
It's
season
too
1,
late,
but I
man.
just didn't get the opportunity.
If anyone knows what's good for them, they should stop the leagues after the Val one. Maybe the EEG season 3, because the game's at its end, really. If you're not going to champs, it's like everyone wants to be doing stuff for summer.
Yeah. And of course,
Uh,
those 3 players on your screen stream, as we'll just maybe obviously, of course, this is the EG recap. We'll just recap, of course, what these players did in their performances. And I'm sorry, it wasn't in advance, but Cryptic, they come into it, bottom of the premium pool, 10th, 11th, 12th, somewhere along those lines.
yeah.
They come in. They go into the winners bracket round 2. I'll get your scores up now, actually, in terms of the maps you played. I think you guys have one of the best map counts we've had win. Of course, you 3-0'd, and I think from that on point, there was a score missing there. You win that. You 3-1 Radiant. You go into the winner semis. You 3-0 Team Singularity. You 3-2 over Shadow. Grand final, you 3-1 them. And then second best of 5, you 3-1 them again? Oh, no, sorry, they 3-2. It's gone
No,
ahead
they
now.
won 3-1.
Yeah, they
won
won
3-1
and then you
first, and
guys-
then it was 3-1 again.
Yeah, it doesn't actually show the winners.
Yeah,
Down
let's
bottom
not
here.
forget that they chose
Yeah.
a 5-2 lead last map set for in winners bracket finals.
They did, to be fair, and that was a bit of a rough one. But like we say, guys, Cryptic, it has to be important. I mean, it matters more, maybe not for yourself, Alex, but it matters more for the organization. In terms of Cryptic, people think Bulldog collapses, Cryptic kind of have to take up the mantle here. And we spoke about it last week when we had Reese on, that Cryptic had to take the mantle up. It was going to be them or Radiant. They come into the weekend with a lot of pressure on maybe not your roster, more or less the organization, because they have never won a championship. They've only ever been to 2 grand finals, probably could have been 3, and they come out, they take that championship, and of course, like you say, Alex, you mentioned earlier, your last playoff will be as a roster. Val, can you guys do the double in season 2?
Yeah, probably. If
It's
Joey plays, yeah.
very possible.
I mean, yes, yeah. Yeah, I haven't played COD much at all. I've played that EEG playoffs after not coming online for at least 2 weeks.
Yeah. And
Everyone still got smoked, so...
a big factor, well, 2 big factors. I still hold to the fact that you should have lost to Radiant in the winners bracket. I still hold that they should have beat
No,
you.
we shouldn't.
It's just
we
it's just the
shouldn't.
fact that they clubbed and then they should have arguably won the search, but we all know what happened in that
Alright,
map.
yeah. Alright, so yeah. So, gentleman's agreement, is it not? Airborne, was it not
yeah.
airborne?
Yeah, this is the whole
first guns?
situation. This is the whole situation. So do you
So
want to
if
explain this?
we're... It's, right, so, under the impression, yeah, they said, you want to use no burst guns? Yeah, no problem. And then, but airborne is in gentleman's agreement, so we just thought, right, that should just go without saying.
Yeah.
And so start of first map, Arden's Fire start point. My 2 ARs are rated in Gizmo. Sweet, I'll just sit in the hill. And then I've got man like Billy Busted, but sprinting down middle with his airborne STG, getting up in my face, wondering why I'm losing these gunfights. Now clock after the map. Oh, they're using airborne, so we just turn around and say, right, there it is. Get the burst guns out, boys. We'll match it.
I think at one point
then-
in the game it was 3 Itras, 1 STG. It was
You
madness.
goddamn right it
It
was.
was madness.
I was sat there I was in circle. In
Yeah,
Arden's
Grand
Fire
Yeah.
start point with an Itra, man. I was
Yeah.
taking sub gunfights with that shit. You know me. Fucking stupid, mate. And
Is that
then
bad?
you what, Danny?
Think they'll ban the Itra?
Ah, man, it's
Well, they've already
been
been nerfed. It nerfed to absolute high hell last week.
But like, my point is, yeah, if there was no airborne first map, we win that. And then if we're using airborne and Itra's first map, we also win that. So, like, there's no argument to say we should have lost that. Absolutely no argument, because and then they'll just go to the argument and say we had rated that we had a pro player, but then if you look back to the previous playoffs in Esports Universe, we didn't drop a map the entire playoffs with a practice team with Ewan. So no, there's absolutely no argument to say that we shouldn't have won.
See, I didn't
Even
understand. I didn't understand why people were making an argument that you're using a pro player. Like it's just practice, isn't it? I don't understand why people wouldn't want to play that.
I understand if I went to Rated
Yeah.
and DM'd him saying, "Can you come play this? I will pay you to play
No,
it."
like,
But anybody can go back and look. I tweeted out, "We need a pickup for the weekend," and he tweeted me.
yeah. And I also see as well. I'd understand it. That'd be mad if you was coming like top 8 or something. You wasn't like nowhere near winning. Like, I'm not being funny. You probably would have won it anyway. So it's not makes like don't make a big difference at all. Like,
So
there's
the
no
thing,
Bulldog.
the thing people were mad about, I think, what I heard anyway, was
Yeah.
because everyone had played like 11 league games, and then you're just gonna get a pro in, and then win the whole thing. And I was like, well, they're probably gonna win it anyway. Plus, if you get to
Exactly.
play them, it's good practice anyway. I don't understand why people wouldn't want to play against you.
It got a bit out of hand when Rated got those 2 stupid streaks
Yeah.
on Doc CTF. I mean,
Yeah, you should have just told him to die after like 8 kills or something. Like, oh yeah, can you just die now?
he was saying to us, man. He said, "Let me get this cap, and then everybody camp. Everybody just bait for me because he was 2 kills off." It was funny as fuck. But like, I don't know, man. No, but like the playoffs before actually.
Mhm.
If you remember, Radiant used Parallax as a pickup.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
and he was absolutely
And I turned around and said, "Well, he's nowhere near. He's miles above your level. So why should you be allowed to use him?" And then I went through all
Yeah.
that stress, and they turned around and said, "No, he can play." So to use the same argument against me is just hypocritical.
Mm.
I mean, it's the argument that people brought up. I think there's a couple of polls thrown around. Is should they be allowed in or allowed out? Why not? It's more. Why would you not want
Of
to
course they
play
should be
better
allowed
people?
in,
Yeah. Why
aren't
would
they?
you not want to play better people?
Yeah, exactly. And it's
Yeah,
not
I
like
get
it's
it.
strictly a youth league, is it? That's the thing. Like,
They don't
anyone can
classify
play it,
themselves as
like,
youth leagues.
yeah.
No,
See,
they're amateur leagues. But
like,
Still, they. It's a weird one. It caused a bit of controversy.
I mean, if he was going to play with like people, like he said, if they were going to play with people that usually come top 8 or top 12 and dragging them up to like top 2 area, then there's an argument there. But like there's no argument that we weren't a top 2, if not top 1 team anyway, without Bulldog there.
Yeah,
So.
that's not contested at all. You guys were the second best, if not the best. When
It is
Bulldog-
quite peak on Radiant though, because they made a roster change after the Easter Cup, and they were practicing loads, and
Yeah.
thinking that well, I hadn't played for ages. Fusion's had a hangover, and Rated just dragged us through the series, so it's got to be frustrating. I completely understand why it would be, but it's
Speaking
how
of
it goes,
Fusions,
isn't it?
whilst we're
Speaking
talking
of
about
Fusions,
Cryptic, the
Guy
MVP
is
for the
the
weekend,
GOAT,
Brad, the
greatest
monster,
of all time.
wins a gunfight. For those of you that missed Cammy's stream, wins a gunfight that if he loses,
that would win the game.
if he loses,
that.
it goes game 5, and
Think you
you.
lost S&D? With
We
Cammy in
wouldn't-
that, quite good at S&D.
I mean, yeah.
we would have probably lost
Yeah,
yesterday.
you-
yeah,
it's-
that's what I was saying.
That's
like,
what everyone's saying. The
massive.
150 quid gunfight. He loses that, they potentially go to game 5, potentially lose. He wins that. He shuts Cammy down in the back of the hill. No one's there to
That's
contest,
'cause-
and they win the
That's
hard
because
point.
Brad wins those, man.
Yeah.
Without a shadow of a doubt, he'd have won the gunfight any day of the week. That's because he's Brad. He's the best. Simple as that.
And with your votes, of course, and you guys on stream, he
Oh.
won the MVP for the weekend, and
Didn't deserve MVP for the weekend. Joey deserved that. If not Rated, Joey.
I forget who I
deserved that.
voted for, and I think I voted for.
Oh, was Rated actually on the list to be voted
No.
for? Though? I don't think,
No.
no, I was going to say, I don't
Nah,
think
just,
he was. I didn't see
just
him on
you,
there. So.
Joey, and Brad.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't remember who I voted for, actually. It might have been you or Joe. I didn't vote for Brad. I felt he wasn't.
Joey, Brad deserved it for the Easter Cup, but Joey deserved it for this one.
Yeah.
Played really well.
Yeah, and of course, moving down the pecking order, we come to you, Danny, in the Vortex squad that came top 8.
Yeah, that's tragic.
A roster that, leading in, had what I believe 4 different ARs. Callum, Soda.
Yeah, but I'm not being like. Have a look
lot
at
of
who that was with though. Like,
Yeah, there was a lot of changes, and for a roster to come in and
Ooh.
finish top 8, you arguably
but-
should have finished top 6. I mean,
I think we would have played Singularity for top 4. And
I think
I'm
you
not
did,
being
yeah.
funny. I think we'd have beat them.
yeah.
We 3-0'd them in the league game. So. The thing that annoys me about that series is we actually got scrubbed on a hard point, and we did not lose a hard point.
Yeah,
and
what
lose
happened with
bracket
that?
the
Because
whole-
obviously
the whole time.
we didn't catch that map. So what was the
Our
problem
hard
with
point was really good. Like we didn't lose a hard
Yeah, it
point
was
the whole
very good,
weekend,
yeah.
apart from in the winners. Like you cast us on
that?
hard
Yeah, I
point.
catch
We
you
were pretty good at hard point.
twice. Yeah, Gibraltar was very, very strong. You played it like 3 or 4 times. Very strong.
Yeah, we don't mind Gibraltar.
No, we shouldn't have lost.
Oh yeah, we'll
And
come to
RDs
that in a
though, you
minute.
get
Don't
cut
you
on the
worry,
rate,
was.
man,
We'll come to
RDs.
that in a minute.
Mate, I had to use 3 streaks
Yeah,
to break a P2. What?
Yeah.
I was literally because we had like it was like 10 points till we'd lost. I had full streaks in P1 on my own, just getting the scrap time.
We did know you had streaks. We switched to mountain. We did switch to mountain.
I
Well,
literally
Taylor
had to
and Jay
burn.
didn't.
I had to
but-
burn all 3 streaks with my teammates to get near the
Yeah.
hard point. I don't. I'll just shut up. Carry on.
Yeah, our S&D was like a bit 50-50. Like we'd have one good S&D and then one bad S&D. Like we just
Yeah.
couldn't find it in S&D. But to be fair, we was kind of a pickup team. We scrimmed like twice before the thing. Like, that's not
Yeah.
even an excuse because like we definitely shouldn't have lost. But
Yeah.
and to be fair, they had a pickup in Rude who was better than all 3 of their players.
Yeah, that was something. Yeah, because you speak
Like,
about
he's a
yourself in the
serious
Troy.
beast. Though he is good.
It was versus Rude. I think was if Orbit, if say for hindsight or for Toxic, if Orbit had have gone to the grand final and say won the tournament, Rude would have been MVP. Or no question
Yeah,
about it. And he's
no,
a PU.
definitely.
He was their best player and he was a PU. No question about it. He was their best player. No question about it. And
Yeah,
of course,
that is it.
Yeah, they beat you game
To be fair,
5 and
We shouldn't have even like in the winners bracket. We choked against you lot was though. We did choke like that.
Oh, we-
full map
we
RD,
played
we
all
yeah.
did
What was
that
that?
part.
We missed that.
We should have won that. We should have
casted
won
a
that.
different series round.
We
one.
choked a 2-0 or 3-0 lead in the like CTF as well against us in the first.
The thing is, yeah, we were literally playing.
And then you did the same
worst
thing in
Call of
the.
Duty. We
You was
didn't-
2-0 up as well.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did not
yeah.
deserve to win that series at all.
No, you didn't.
What do you think it was though? Because like on paper, you lot have all played together before.
Yeah,
like, quite a
you-
bit,
that was
like,
the same
what
roster.
What do you think the problem was? What do you think it was?
DJ.
I mean,
I
that's.
thought he was
just-
gonna say Void, but I was trying to get you to say Void.
I mean, take Goldria. Is that the exact same squad? What? Almost the exact same squad that placed top 8 last season was? You, Peach, Percy, and take
I
Chris
think
out.
he's good Goldry.
Rebounds.
Rebounds, yeah. Take Chris out, put Mark in, and arguably
He's quite good.
you could say Chris is better than Mark. You could say Chris is worse than Mark.
And
but either-
it's just
No,
weird.
no, hold on a minute. Mark is really good. Like,
Yeah,
we scrim wasn't that the other day, and he
Yeah.
was fully. I wouldn't say backpacking, but he dropped like 41.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
at one
People say
point.
he's better. People say he's worse. Yay and nay with that, but
It's just me, Peach, and Purge have a curse together ever since.
You
Black
do.
Ops 3.
you do, yeah. Should remind you, Shane, that those 3 together in the same roster have not placed above top 8 all year long. Was by himself with a completely 3 different players, top 3.
Yeah,
It's
it wasn't
PJ's
really-
curse. It's PJ's and Percy's curse.
I rated that TD team, to be fair.
That was a good TD team, to be fair.
What?
Yeah.
Shit.
You got
Just
too big
didn't-
for your boots and didn't think you had
Nah.
to scrim.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is it. That is literally it. And then, because I'm a game time player, just getting shit on. Just got I kind of just said.
I think everyone's a game time player, to be
yeah.
fair. The only
Yeah.
person I've seen to be able to like just not play the game at all and still be incredible is Fred.
Yeah,
Kalicious, yeah.
Yeah.
On
Yeah.
BO3 as well, he was really good. Never played as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, he's
Basically,
the only person.
we just got too big for our boots. Thought we didn't have to scrim, and then I got shit. I basically just went. I was literally costing you. Just get someone else in, and just dipped. That's basically what happened.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
it
but
was-
overall, EG, we should not have. That was a tragic. Like my teammates were happy. Like Destiny and Fusions, like they've never come out of top 16.
no, that was their best placement
When
all
I
year.
asked to play with them, I picked up for him because I thought I'm obviously a good pals with Lee. I come top 2 with him twice.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'll play with Lee, play with them two. And to be fair, they are. This is the thing. Like ability wise, them two are quite good. Like you wouldn't think like it. Obviously, like they're kind of underrated, but they are good.
Yeah.
But their problem is they argue with each other. They've got bad attitudes. That's the only issue with them two.
Yeah, and of course, I think that squad's
It's
now
like-
gone LF2, I think.
Yeah, like they no. They said they can't.
Like,
like,
yeah,
this is what
half of them,
happened.
Yeah.
They said that they can't play together. So we was like, okay, well
Yeah.
we're gonna choose. We chose Fusions because like we thought he was like better for us. He's a good sub.
Yeah, he is.
Like he worked with Lee. And then what happened was he was like, no, because I wouldn't want you to drop my brother. It's just, I can't be arsed with him.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Sorry for the language.
And they will. It's fine. And of course, a big factor that weekend, who actually probably plays a lot of prevalence, maybe not for you, Danny, more towards the players that played on the roster previously, was of course the addition of a coach to the Plasma Night squad, which came with a lot of scrutiny. I think one point thrown around was, "You're not needed for this squad. This squad is placed better, and 4 times as higher without you. You're not
but
needed."
that I have. None of the others had.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's just that. You know what I mean? Like they just brought up
Oh,
that the fact that
Were you moving with Coach Voids?
yeah they. Of course,
They had Coach Voids, mate. Like,
Yeah, the
you
addition.
start
of-
to monitor when you
Give
do
give
stuff.
me one good one advantage that he brings to your team.
Yeah, I would like to know.
Kind
I
of
can't wrap my head around this, man. What does he know more about the game than youth 4 players?
Exactly.
You play it a lot and you are good players, so.
Didn't really know anything.
You just liked him kind of, so you thought you'd get him in. Is that like what it is?
Didn't know
Basically,
anything.
I felt quite bad for him, yeah, because he got dropped, so I was like, I'll just give this guy something to do. And then he kind of lost the series against you second time, Danny, because he was sitting there in people's DMs firing him up, saying that we're going to beat you with no contestation and stuff like that. And I
Oh
was
mate,
sitting
listen,
there
you
like,
should have seen it. My three teammates, I just got in when we were about to play you. My three teammates had shot about 2,000 bots each, like
exactly,
before we
it
played
was,
you.
it
Like, I
was
couldn't believe it.
literally
I was
written in the
like,
stars after I saw the DMs. They got tweeted
yeah,
out. Like, why have you done that? I just asked him, like, why have you done that?
I'm up
It
with
was
it.
literally just setting us up to lose.
Yeah, there was a lot of that's one thing that it's the case of, does the coach provide more positivity to you? Because of course you weren't there in the regular season, Danny, for that Vortex squad, but he was.
No, I did ask my teammates what did he do,
Yeah,
and
he was.
this is generally their answer. They said that they liked him, they got on with him,
Yeah.
so they let him sit in
It looked like
parties.
that, yeah.
Yeah,
And,
to be fair, he was a sound guy.
Yeah,
Like, he
he's
just didn't
just-
really, he
He
didn't really
wasn't
do
a
anything.
coach.
He's
Yeah,
not
yeah, he's not a coach. Like,
he
for
didn't
a
do
coach,
anything
like,
in game.
I
Like, he just
don't,
didn't say.
I don't think a youth team would benefit much of a coach anyway, because like, it's not like youth teams scrim that much anyway.
No,
I know
I
that,
mean,
but it's like
Like,
if they was experienced, then they obviously had
if there was
experience.
experience,
Stuff like
it's
that, they could
different, man.
bring
But
something to it.
my view on it is like that he's not going to know better than you four players that are actually playing the game day in day out. He doesn't. I don't know him personally in it, but from what I would think is that what could he actually offer you if he isn't originally from
Yeah.
like a top team?
A top player who's retired or stepped
Exactly,
down.
you know what I mean? Because
The
it's
thing
like
is, I
when.
thought.
Go
Oh,
on.
you go. No, I thought like if he can just sit in and tell us what we did. Like I didn't ask him. I literally said, "Shut up in game. You know what we're doing. Just if anything like goes wrong or you see anything that we shouldn't be doing or we should like change, just tell us after." And that's what I thought he would do. But literally, he just told us how to play the game fundamentally right. Like rotate.
But
up 30
everyone knows
seconds.
that.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
yeah.
That's what didn't really do anything for us.
From what I've seen over the course of World War Two, is that nobody really knows how to play the game fundamentally right. There wasn't us or Bulldog. Like maybe obviously in recent months, like your TD team have gotten a lot better at it, but people like that have come into our team from OBN, like when Johnny came in, Henry came in, and now
it was
Brad,
like- like,
they'll tell you themselves that we've taught them a more methodical way how to play the game,
yeah,
and they've benefited from it. And I just don't think that someone like Coach Voids, who hasn't even been
yeah.
in a higher place to begin with, would know
Yeah.
how to better fundamentally play the game better. Because all he does is sit there and watch like you guys scrim, or people even lower than that play like runabouts. So where is this methodical teaching coming from, if you know what I mean? So I'm struggling to see where the benefits come in.
That's what I mean. Like when because
Lethal's his tweets were funny, by the way. Can we just like he was getting well heated about it.
Because like when we don't really, as like lower tier, we don't really get the chance to play better players. But when I was on that TD team, we like gradually got better because we was getting to play like Bulldog a lot of times. Because like Saj is good mates with JC, so we would like every time they would be on for a scrim, we'd be playing them, and I got considerably better as a player just from playing them.
Yeah.
That's like how we got top 3 really, because no one else had that standard of practice before
Yeah.
playoffs, and we just like.
I'm not gonna lie
capitalised
though,
on
like
it.
tweeting for a scrim, like to find like a scrim is hard work nowadays.
it's-
Like, it's
yeah,
you
well
can't get-
hard.
you
like,
can't
it's
get one now.
stress.
You don't
Can
get
I
one
just
now.
point out as well? Reese just put in the chat. If the coach isn't even watching the VODs back, then what is the point?
Did he watch the
But
VODs?
Yeah,
back?
that is.
But why can't the players watch the VODs back?
True.
Yeah, yeah.
I do literally every time I stream.
I
I
do
go
that
back
as
and
well.
watch.
I do every single time I can. I'll go back and watch
And I
it.
think
so,
the most important part is seeing how you lost. That is quite an important thing. Just seeing how
I
you
don't
lost.
know, man.
in
Like
general.
Joey does it. Joey's really good for it. Joey will literally PlayStation record almost every single
Yeah,
map,
yeah.
and he'll go back and watch it if he feels like he's done something
And
wrong.
pick up on his mistakes, yeah. And
That's
yeah,
how
yeah.
That's how Joey, as the year goes on, he keeps getting better and better and more of a well-rounded player, because that's what he does, and that's what I do as well. Whenever I'm on stream, I'll go back and watch it and see how I've lost a map. I used to never be able to do it. I used to never be able to sit
Yeah,
there
yeah.
and watch myself lose a map. But you've got to just
Except
swallow your pride and do it, because it will make you a much better player. And like if you sit there and watch a game, yeah, you'll see how the other team plays it, and you'll be opened up to different styles of play.
Mhm.
And you might look at something and think, oh, I'm going to do that. I'm going to see how that goes next time.
be fair, though, I don't. You've probably noticed it like a lot as well. Like when you play some of these like awful teams, like you just do pick up bad habits sometimes. Like when you
Oh,
play them, like
mate,
you like,
yeah.
like it's just so annoying now. Like we're trying to scrim, obviously. Like no one good scrims. We end up playing like we play some like decent teams, but then we play like some bad teams. We just want to play, and some of the things you just see them doing, it's just like when you try and counter it, you just play like a retard a bit as well. It's like it is a bit irritating to fix things. Like I don't know.
Reese has just said, but Boyd should be watching it back with his team. But like, if anything,
You
yeah,
can
you'd
do that
be
without
teaching
him anyway.
You would be teaching Boyd's the game because
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
better. Like, if you're a more intelligent player, you'll spot things that other people's won't that have gone wrong, and you'll look deeper into the actual play, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people will see an obvious mistake, and then an intelligent player will see something small that went wrong before that. That if that was fixed, the whole thing
The
doesn't
whole process
occur.
would have been fine.
Yeah. So it's about knowing what to look at, really. And
Yeah,
just
literally, like one bad play can cause a series of bad
Yeah.
plays. Like literally, that's it.
Yeah.
And whilst we've got you here, Danny, whilst we just finish off talking about last night, what I let us know
Yeah.
was that one particular series, of course it was on stream, you arguably should have won that series, probably based off of the first two maps, should have won that series. The hard point,
They should have won first map, but I don't.
What was
like,
it,
The
250?
S&D.
But
the S&D
this
was,
is,
yeah and nay.
on that hard point, yeah, we were rotating from P2 to P3, which we hadn't broke all game.
Yeah,
So
that
you
was
call it a
Vortex's,
choke
yeah,
'cause you've got-
best hard point, yeah.
You call that a choke, but it isn't really. Seems we hasn't.
Yeah, that's an easy hill to
gave
hold
him-
as well.
Exactly,
Yeah.
we gave him
Yeah.
120 points of it. It's because our problem with that team is we held the P2
Yeah,
like,
We
reason as
give it
well.
up about 30
But-
seconds.
yeah,
literally, 'cause we knew.
Exactly, and then we couldn't like. Basically, on the last rotation, when we was
Yeah.
like 2-4-6, I went right. Everyone through cave, like trade this gunfight out.
yeah, and
we'll
Danny
grab-
won a gunfight at top of cave.
Danny killed me cave.
Yeah,
And I had the three of the others hit the front of the hill when I'd literally told him. "Come
Yeah,
on."
no, I
Just
did
got
realise
picked.
that because I did pre-fire afterwards. If
Yeah, you
watched
did
me,
get
like,
pinged,
I thought
yeah.
there was a second one going to push through the door. Like, I couldn't believe
He
it.
said,
And like,
through cave, and then Peach goes, and after the game, Peach goes like, I was already top mid. I was like, and what? It just,
no.
you don't have to make a hero play. Like we've got 40 seconds, we've got time. Go around the back, and then obviously we just fucking had to headbutt the hill after we lost
To be
that
fair
one.
though,
push.
on our team, I'm not gonna lie, like people, like this is just saying in general, like Twins is actually really good now. Like people say that Twins is like not that good, but he's actually got a lot better. Trust me, like Twins is decent again. That's like, I'm not gonna lie.
Also, PJ went 19 and 31. Can I add?
I
So.
know,
yeah,
but
that
Twins
was
is a bit better. Like, Twins is beaming. He's nice. Like he went on a 15
Brilliant
kill
like
streak
that,
or
yeah,
something,
man.
didn't he?
that
I
was
think
just.
that-
Did Peach just have a bad Sunday, was? Or we noticed on Sunday that Peach wasn't having the best
No,
day?
Peach
Was
is just bad.
We didn't see you guys a lot throughout the Friday and Saturday, so was he just consistently having bad hard points?
To be fair, yeah, like this is gonna sound stupid, yeah, but we switched roles before the series.
Yes, that Voids did mention that. Yeah, you switch roles. To
Yes.
Peach is what, a sub, Percy is an
You were
AR.
overconfident. That's what it was, I think.
Yeah, you
No,
saw.
it's literally because
Yeah.
Peach is usually a sub,
Yeah.
but for some reason he's using main AR.
Yeah,
Purge is usually an AR.
I was wondering that. Void said to me that Peach was running mini R for the past
Yeah,
2
your
months.
rotation's quite dodgy as well sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
you just have good playing power like with your subs to break through, but that's what you try and rely on a
Yeah.
bit. Like,
Voids has said that he was running a mini R for 2 months, and I said to him, the last time I cast a Peach, he was a sub.
That's why I wanted him to be a sub.
Where
like,
did you
because
pull
he's-
mini R from?
Yeah.
He's been a sub since Black Ops 3.
Yeah, where did you pull
it's
mini R
suddenly-
from?
Because just to make his Plasnite team work, he just literally used an AR, just so they could just run about the other three.
Yeah. Because Percy
The thing
on
is
a
with
squad-
running about though, if you're all on the same page, it can sometimes work.
Yeah. And
Like,
Yeah,
one of
but
the
that's
things-
the
If you
risk,
win,
man.
yeah, if you
That
win
is
your
a- that
gunfight,
is a
only
risk,
if you win
though.
your gunfights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said this, man. I said as soon as we lost them in that esports hub, in that esports Easter Cup, whatever it was,
Universe.
I said that's never going to happen again because Hectic's just had the series of his life, just on the off chance that he's done the most
Yeah, but he's
unexpected,
quite
stupid
decent,
stuff.
though.
No,
He's
he's
quite
not. I'm not saying he's not,
Yeah,
He-
yeah,
the
I know
guy-
what you mean, yeah.
but like it's one of
It was
them.
like a one series kind of like.
Yeah, because the guy
Yeah.
the guy played nuts in that series.
Unexpected.
He was like single-handedly winning them respawns, and it's one of them things. You lose to him, you think, yeah, that's not gonna happen again. I know you just know that's not gonna happen again, because you just gotta, as soon as you tell yourself to start playing as if you're playing against runabouts, you'll start pre-aiming more, and then you'll just
Like you
you'll-
expect them
mate,
to push certain things.
you'll start
Mm.
laughing at what they're doing.
Just comes with experience, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got to be able to adapt.
Playing the higher tier teams towards the top end, scrimming account. I mean, that's how you're going to get better.
Because before that, like no disrespect to them, I'd never even dreamt against losing. Who even was their team? Hectic, PJ.
Zach and Goldry.
Couldn't have told. I remember Goldry because I lost him to him a couple of times at the start of the year, but like even those were series that we weren't trying in because we just didn't know who we were playing against. And then as soon as we lost to them, it's like, all right, so next time we play them, we've got to try.
Yeah.
And it was just it was the same thing, and then we didn't have a problem with them after that. I don't think many teams did, because it's like they're just. Because I remember, I don't know if it was you, Wazza, when they beat us, you were in their call saying to them everything we were doing on S&D, everything that we usually do on S&D.
Yeah, it got. Because I said, you don't usually watch mid. I think it's on Saint Marie. I told Zach, you run at mid-map
and
get
Full
behind
just
them.
runs straight up middle street, and so as soon as I heard that, I was like, right, now we're definitely not going to lose a map to them anymore, because we just gotta play as if they're countering us. And I think we played them again. I think we played them once more in something.
Yeah.
We 3-0'd them. Like, it's teams like that they get to a certain point. Like, they had the series of their lives to beat us, and then they didn't build on that. They thought that was it. We've done enough now. I think the reason they lost.
They stopped screaming as well after the big
Yeah.
as well.
Well, that's where it is. It's as simple as that. Like, you got to make that achievement and then keep going. Otherwise, it's just gonna be all for nothing. And that's like they were so satisfied with what they'd done, and it wasn't really anything yet. So that was their own downfall. They could have done really well in that playoffs if they just kept working at it.
I don't know why they split to begin with. Like, I don't, why did they split?
I think because basically he didn't like Zach.
Yeah,
Basically.
your friendship circle's quite solid. To be fair, I'm not gonna lie. Like, you've got a lot of people in your friendship circle, like, and you all kind of change your rosters together, didn't you? So
Yeah, but that's the problem because
yeah, you do change.
when you're playing in your circle, you're not really playing to be the
Yeah,
best.
yeah. How
You're
your
playing
pals?
to have fun.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to hold back a lot of people. Like, I remember that we wanted to play with Brad for quite a while since the end of.
days.
We wanted Brad instead of Henry after the
Yeah,
first
yeah. No,
EEG playoffs.
Joey was telling me about that.
That's
you,
understandable.
And Brad didn't want to leave Johnny because obviously, if you remember, the barrage team that started the year,
You
Joey
Johnny.
and Disarray went to go play with Johnny and Brad.
Yeah.
And the idea was that I was going to go play with him instead of Johnny, but Johnny had Cryptic at the time.
Yeah.
So, like, Brad was always in the picture, and Joey really wanted to play with him. But because Brad got dropped from that team, he didn't want to make the same mistake just to get dropped again, if you know what I mean.
I remember that. You did have that team for a bit, didn't you? Like,
So he was a bit wary. And so eventually, when OBN really did that team really go down the drain, he just said, yeah, sweet. And he's just been impressing us ever since.
Yeah.
He's one of them people that really is. He can be as good as he wants to be.
I remember seeing him in his first ever map play for you. I think it was one of the Val games. He's in the chat now. I remember seeing him. I remember him seeing him with an STG in his hands. It was way, way back, and I was thinking, this squad doesn't need him as an. This squad's got an AR. I think at the time it was Joey. I think back then, and he had the most poorest game I've ever seen him play on the Ardennes Forest. And I said to him, his STG doesn't look good. He's on a squad where he's being forced to use an STG. If they can get a sub in his hands, or they can maybe swap around a couple roles, because I think back then, I can't remember exactly, but there was someone was running.
It was me, Jed, Joey, and Brad, and me and Jed are strict sub players.
Yeah.
Like, we don't AR.
Yeah, and then
So,
Brad with an STG was a bit.
yeah, like. Gizmo just put in chat. He left Bulldog for Brad. That kind of says it all.
Oh, it was Ewan, wasn't it? We had Ewan instead of Joey. It was me, Jed.
Yeah, it was Ewan.
Yeah, and then
And Brad, because Brad was
Joey
forced to
said
AR.
he wanted to leave. Joey said he wanted to come play with us from Bulldog. So we turned around and said that's like we just said we'll switch Jed for Joey because Jed wanted to play with the Bulldog guys anyway, I think, and he was good mates with them. So it worked out, to be honest.
I mean, from that first map, I remember I said, if they can get a sub in his hands and STG going, now he's MVP for season 2. I mean, fair play to Brad. From coming off a squad that, an OBN squad that arguably shouldn't have placed top 8 last year. I mean, there was one match in there, I think it was Singularity round, they top
Wait, they
22.
come to. Oh yeah, they come top 8.
Yeah,
I
I
remember
think-
that was. Yeah, they were
yeah,
really annoyed about that. I remember
Singularity
like that. Yeah.
rounded viral, and then they top 8 at OBN. That was one of the big stories of the weekend.
But you've also got to remember, Dan, that first map that you saw with an STG
Yeah.
in his hands, that really was his first map
Yeah,
with an
his
STG
first
yeah, I
in his
know.
hands.
Yeah, it was his very first map with.
And he came into
yeah.
the team and said, like, I said to him, look, if you want me to second AR so you can do what you want, that's fine. And he was like, no, I want to try second AR and
yeah.
see how it goes. So we're like, all right, sweet. And then we lost that. I don't know if we lost that series. Whatever. We played that series.
I think he won.
And then for scrims, the week after, he was looking really good with an STG, which is why whenever, like, you brought it up a few times, to be fair, when you've been casting us, and I've always thought, like, no, the guy was playing really well with an STG after that series.
We just didn't see him with an STG.
Obviously, you don't see that, do you?
No. We just saw an STG, and then playoffs were like sub, and that we kind of thought, right, somewhere in between here, he's kind of had a role switch, or he's played well and he's not played well, but it worked out in the end, I think, because the STG is playing well. Brad's always going to be a good sub, no matter what. He's always going to shred with a sub.
Oh yeah, you stick him on the map and you just say, do what you want, mate.
Drops 30 kills,
yeah.
40 kills, team wins a map. Simple as.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you didn't really play IW much, but trust me, mate, on IW, every time you played Fusions, you would just be like, he's alive. Like you play him as in uplink and he's like the last alive, you'd be like, yeah, he's last alive. Like like he's gonna get a 3-piece. Like.
He was just one of those
like
types of players.
The problem with that OBN team was that if Brad didn't play incredible, they weren't
Yes,
winning.
Even this year, exactly. Start of this year, you used to absolutely. Oh man,
And,
it used to annoy me to the point where I'd have to tweet Zank out. Like, it's just.
We said it every time we've casted
look,
OBN.
now he's in a
3-2
team.
twice purely because Brad would just that vibe.
Yeah.
Remember the VL was me, throw, runner, and control. Like we lost to them, like twice because just Brad just went off. Like he was really good.
I think we brought him up. Like every time we casted OBN, or not every time, but every other time we said, when OBN were down, like in the club area, we said Brad, or we saw him like maybe losing 150 to 30. Look at the scoreboard. Brad's dropping 15 kills. It's simple. It's just in the past teams playing Aftershock, OBN this year as well. When Brad doesn't perform, his team doesn't win. But when he does perform, and we saw this past weekend, and he continues to do it,
The
he
thing is though
performs.
now, he's got more solid players around him.
Yeah,
but
he
he
does.
doesn't have to.
No offense to OBN, they're all
Hey,
thing.
Brad grabs bomb now. Brad grabs bomb.
Yeah, like in OBN, you never would have seen Fusion.
And
Yeah.
I was sat there saying, cause I'd like to think of myself as a better S&D player than Respawn, so I like to be able to be let free to do what I want on S&D. But when Brad came into the team, I said, right, look, I'll take the bomb, Brad, if you want. Yeah, you can do what you want. And he was like, yeah, sweet, that's fine. And then he turned around and said a few maps after, oh, let me take bomb. I wanna do it. And then the guy he's so comfortable. I don't know, man. It's just I can't gas him up enough. He seems just so comfortable after coming in from such different play styles and a completely new circle of people. To be honest, to be fair to him, because he was one of those people that was only really comfortable in his circle.
Yeah,
so he's gone out of his comfort zone, come to play with us, and he's took to it so well. And like I say, if I could, I would have me, Gizmo, and Brad. Like, if we were 18 plus, I would play with them three.
Yeah, get rated in. That's the squad. No.
I fucking wish, mate.
Yeah, and of course, no disrespect to the After, because he was a part of an Aftershock. I think it was Vanquish squad he was on. Can't remember back. It was almost a year ago now, but no disrespect to that squad of the OBN squads that changed every other few months. But it is you play around your surroundings. If you're around better players, you tend to play well. You tend to going to place well. And of course, Brad's first championship since I've been here. I've never casted him winning anything, and he wins that. And as we look to the future now under Cryptic Gaming, like we say, Alex, post Val Season 2, I think you pointed it earlier.
Actually, no. We're playing the Summer Cup.
The Summer Cup. Yeah. So post, you probably say leading up to post August, you probably say.
Find out about August, mate.
July.
Or
I'm 18, 6th of June. I'm gone.
I think
June.
I think the playoffs will happen. It's June, isn't it? Yeah. So the playoffs will happen July. Yeah. So in about that mid-July time. Can you hint at maybe, or give us anything at what's going to happen post that? What's going to happen is going to.
About what I'm going to do.
No, as in like. In terms of what's going to happen, if you're going to leave, what will happen to that squad? Is Brad thinking of, like, if they talked about it, like,
Well, Joey said to me, "Are you going to play Season 3?
Yeah.
If not, me and Brad will
Surely
get
him and
two.
Brad will get two.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Cryptic have already said to Joey that they want him and Brad because they know I'm
Yeah, that's
doing
what I'm thinking.
my thing for summer.
They'll go LF2.
And I'm pretty sure Cryptic want to hold on to them too. I mean, who knows? If I don't know how much I'll be working, and if I've got the time, I don't mind playing. but I want to be spending the summer with my friends being 18 rather than slaving over COD
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
youth
especially
leagues.
over a youth league. Yeah.
Because like if I'm working,
Yeah.
then I don't really need the income from the youth leagues, so it's like it really doesn't serve a purpose to me
Yeah. So
apart from just playing COD.
from an outside perspective, then say if obviously in the end we're all speculation for the time being, but if that happens in the end, they do go LF2, Joey and Brad, whoever they pick up, who never knows. But those two, whoever they pick up, Cryptic, you'd like to think they're favourites for everything else the rest of the year. Of course, there are
Well,
notable.
who's there to contest?
There obviously is like
I think Nordic in Val,
yeah,
but that's a one-off.
yeah, Nordic.
That's a one-off
Yeah,
one,
people have
but-
thrown
They
in
won't
a
be
few
playing in
names.
season 3 of Val
Yeah,
because
they've
of
got-
champs.
Yeah, that's what I was
so
gonna say.
In Anaheim.
Cryptic has to be favourites for
It's
Val
just
Season
really this
2.
season of Val they're gonna play.
Yeah,
I
you
don't-
guys-
They won't be able to play EG either, will they? Because that's like
Because
next
they will
year.
have 18 plus stuff to do.
18, yeah, like Anaheim
Yeah.
soon as well.
So I'd like to think, just from your perspective, of course, you might not be there for the rest of World War II. So does this squad, as of course when you're in it at the moment and when you of course leave, can it win everything the rest of the year? Can it do a Bulldog?
I think we can win Val. If Joey, like I said,
I'd
if
like to
Joey
think we
plays,
can,
without
yeah.
a doubt, we can win Val.
And
It's,
post
down
what?
to, it's just down to how
Summer-
much COD we play.
Yeah, and post that what? Summer
'Cause
Cup,
that's
Season 3.
Summer Cup, Nordic won't be playing that.
No.
It's a free win for us.
Season 3, you'd like to think your favourites flat if the same teams play, minus Nordic.
Yeah. Yeah, if Nordic don't play, or if there's no 18 plus team involved, then I can't really see who's going to beat us.
I mean,
That's
the team
not,
that gave you the closest run was, of course, anyone that didn't watch the stream, is Overshadow EG, and that was a put together team.
Cami was.
Yeah, Cammy was
a part of
absolutely
that.
Yeah,
fine.
Cammy was
Cammy
Cammy
from Nordic, so
was stellar. Yeah,
He
so
was doing Cammy things like.
yeah.
Runner impressed that in that.
Runner was very good.
Yeah, Runner played well. To be fair, Runner did play well. Like he did play well.
He did play very well.
Runner's
Runner.
another. I think he's not quite there yet, but I think Runner's another player that can do quite well if he's with the right players. That's just the thought, though.
Yeah, and of course we've hinted at your placing as well, Danny. Top 8 for Vortex, of course, as of right now. Does that tweet still stand, you and Twins?
We've. Oh fuck it! I'm just gonna release it anyway.
Go
fuck
ahead.
it.
If you want to, you don't have to, but
It's not even like to be fair, like basically this is what happened. So we have quite a few people playing with us, but we've all the people that kind of asked I've teamed with before, like so you can like I just want to try something different, not different, but I feel like going back to the same people all the time just isn't gonna work. Like if it's not worked before, it's not gonna work again. Like just the attitude clashes, things like that. So what we decided to do was like, do you know Tauncy? He was really good. We thought he played like,
He was
amazing
dropped off
against
Orbit, I
us.
think.
He was good.
or departed off of Orbit, I should say. He was
Well,
very
we
good that
left
week.
because
Yeah, that whole
but-
situation.
So we got him in, and then basically a player who's playing AW, like he didn't play for a while, like Divinity. He's quite good now. Like he played when we was in Barrage Youth on AW. He
Yeah.
played team with me. He was good. So
So this is
he's back, but he's really good again now. I was surprised. He was dropping 50s and stuff like that. Like
this
he's
is
good.
potentials right now. Or is this
We played quite a bit.
okay?
Obviously.
So there's the early
gonna
signs.
announce
So
it.
the official, yeah, of course, the official 2 is yourself and Twins, and into the future with this squad, of course, you as a potential squad right now. How far can this go? Of course, Vortex's best placement all year, I think, was season 1 Val. I think it was top 6.
I
guys-
think we get top 6. I think
You
we get
arguably
top
should have
6.
been. You should have been
The thing
top
is,
6.
I'm not gonna lie. This whole year, the problem with me is I don't really play much. That's like kind of the problem because I just don't see the point. Obviously, I'm busy. Like,
Yeah.
and the thing is, when I get down to play COD, like sometimes like just little game time spots here and there, you do notice like it does go against you, and it's just not the best of things to happen. Like, obviously,
Yeah.
I've been playing a lot lately. Like, I'm
Yeah.
actually beaming again.
I
so
agree
it should be
with
good.
that. It's
Good.
not.
It's just
if you
little
don't play
spots
it-
and advantages people have over you where you like. A prime example is like, do you know on Ardenes? Do you know like if you're like top P2, you can see through the little hole like Bell, like you can see the little cracks like
Yeah.
wash across.
Yeah.
I had no idea about that.
You didn't?
Literally,
get-
mate.
yeah.
Like, I had no clue.
It's actually one of those spots that if someone runs behind the bell, you don't see anything, you get shot in the side, and he comes across, you're literally going to spot his foot, and it's the best.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot lately.
Yeah, it's just one of those
Really
spots,
nice.
yeah. It's little spots like that, game time spots. But, so your Vortex, it's one of those weekends, I think, a lot of teams fell short. I said at Prost that a lot of teams...
You
have-
had that come in top 32, mate. What's going on?
I
there?
predicted a
Come
lot
on,
of teams
like,
top 30, top 24, they finished top 32.
Yeah, we got Infinity predicted us to come third, second.
Yeah, you
Yeah, I don't know
predicted-
how we thought Radio would be.
I think we said
nonsense.
Radiant, Overshadow, and then you. I said you...
Yeah, I turned around and said to him, "Come on, mate."
I didn't know the Overshadow roster, so I said...
But he had you
didn't
third.
know.
He had Overshadow over you.
Yeah,
but
because
people
he knew.
I don't know.
Wow.
The casters
He knew.
like to just like throw a spanner in the works, don't they? Just cause some drama.
I didn't post my predictions this time.
Yeah, that's probably good.
I didn't, just because it starts
I mean, we
shit,
didn't.
and
We
it
didn't
just...
get predicted to win Easter Cup.
You
And
didn't?
then we went in that I didn't lose a map.
Okay, I
The
was
thing
not.
is with the
I was not
predictions
involved
though,
in
like
that.
people do take them proper seriously.
Yeah, I just did it for fun.
Like,
Generally, I just did it
no,
for fun.
no, it's like,
Yeah, but like, I didn't know that Overshadow roster, and of course, it's good that they made a run like that. But I think he did do Radiant, Overshadow, then you, or else Radiant, you, Overshadow, one of the two. But I didn't see how Overshadow or Radiant were going to beat you. That squad was too strong.
That doesn't make sense to me because Brody definitely had no idea that I hadn't been playing COD for the last 3 weeks, and
I didn't know.
that Ewan wasn't playing.
you know what it is though. A lot
So-
of it is they pick like the teams based off names on the team. Like they don't even watch the team play. They'll just see like for example, I see you're on a team, like then they predict it. Like, that Overshadow team, he looked at it and saw Cammy. That's literally all he saw, and he thought, right, I'm just
Wish I
gonna put
knew
them.
it, fans.
Like, that's literally it.
Wish
Like,
I knew it. I've seen like certain tweets, but I saw like Runner. I remember tagging
But
Runner.
still,
in
I was
something.
mind blown how we had Radiant coming first. Like Radiant are a good team. Obviously, they're a good team. You would put them top 3, but I wouldn't put them
Yeah.
first. Like, I don't know.
No, I put them second. I had them coming
I
second.
haven't really got anyone that's like
When
stand
you look
out
at a team,
anymore.
you need
apart
one
from
like
Billy.
you can't have like one like special player. Do you know what I mean? You have one player. Like if you look at every
Billy
team,
used to
like,
be
yeah.
there, but you know, not really so much recently. From what I've seen, he isn't doing special stuff like he was when he
Who's
was
this?
playing on TD with you.
Oh, is this
was.
Billy?
Yeah, when that TD roster came about, Billy was fucking. Billy
He
was
didn't even
playing
play the
nuts.
best. Sayan had the best weekend of his life. Aaron
just
dropped
remember-
off,
I
and
just
Sayan
remember
had the
Billy.
Sayan was dropping 30s every week.
Didn't he like stop? Didn't he get dropped or something? Like,
Who was that?
he
Oh,
stopped. No,
Billy.
he quit, didn't he? He quit. I remember because he didn't like the
Yeah.
game. Yeah, I did
Yeah.
see that. Yeah.
So, like I said, Vortex probably should have been top 6, and it happened to a lot of teams.
Yeah, though, did you see the VL choke against Radiant? I have to bring this up. I'm sorry, but
didn't,
like that
no.
was
Oh wait,
was
no,
bad.
actually, did I see it? I think
The
I saw it
5-5 when they had bomb down 4v4.
Oh yeah, and Dean got ripped off the head.
Oh yes,
Mm,
yes,
that's
yes, yes,
true,
yes,
so-
Yeah, I
yes.
do like Dean, but that was a bit like.
Radiant Search that weekend was a bit. I mean, I
The thing
could've-
is cryptic as well though. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I felt sorry for him, and I wouldn't normally say this, but like he was like watching the flank, and you just see all 3 of his teammates die. Like that must have been so depressing. Like,
it was, and we come to you finally as a roster that probably, I think Void's DM me the week before, which kind of had an indication that he was going to be coaching you. He said, "Where would this team come?" I said, "This team will come 6 to 8, break into the top 4, and it's 68 at minimum. You guys finish top 12. Of course, you get a bit unfortunate. Of course, Vortex. That series could have gone yay and nay. In the future, going ahead, of course, you're not even under. We're putting you under Plasnite just for, of course, for the recap wise. But heading into the future, where do you see yourself going? I mean, of course, you're a player that's only placed one. This is your lowest place all year. It's not that bad, but heading into season 2 and probably season 3 as well, where do you see yourself going?
I'm literally just playing like the rest of the season for fun,
Yeah.
and then just I'm going into next year just trying out a good 18+ team, and I've sort of got one sorted. The
Error.
not top 48.
Yeah. So that
Yeah.
Exilium roster is
Sorry.
nasty. That can do some issues, that Exilium roster, to be fair.
Yeah, that's not going well.
Yeah. For
Mark's
those of you
already
that aren't
quit.
aware, yeah.
Mark quit again.
Yeah.
Again? Oh.
He was well good. What?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm surprised because Mark is really good.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
those of you
Mark
that aren't
Mark
aware,
thinks the road man now.
Hixie was a Persian rebound. So Mark is now left. Is that squad officially LF1 or has it been fixed since then?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just we just play with whoever's in the party at the
Ah,
time at the
fair
moment.
enough.
To be honest,
Fair enough.
not
and
really
I
taking
was-
anything
I think
serious.
get Matthias in there, you know.
Yeah, I actually will.
you love a bit of Matthias in there.
Yeah,
don't
fun.
you?
Yeah,
Bit of
yeah.
Matty.
He'd backpack you for a couple of hard points, I guarantee. I was just joking. Matt could not do that. I'm sorry. So yeah, heading into the future, you said you're only playing it the rest of the season for fun. I mean,
I'll probably play next season for fun as well. Just,
yeah, it's if you know you've got the skill to maybe get into the playoffs, play silent playoffs, is there really? I mean, from your perspective, is there much point in going
Me-
full 100% every series?
we don't really try that much anyway. We just mess about, you know. Like, it's just
I remember the
Thanks,
clip of the
definitely.
party then that weekend. Boys put it up.
Yeah, yeah.
oh.
You waited
That
20
wasn't
minutes.
banter. That was.
Should have heard our chat after we beat them because the Twins were going absolutely mental because they beat Void. That was nice.
I literally bullied Peach out of the party after the SMD.
I saw that.
That we were.
Yep.
Yeah.
But like 10
Yeah.
minutes to go and
Yeah.
don't do that again.
He just turned his PS4 off.
Aw, bless Peach. So, all these rosters, I think, just from basing off what I've seen, Cryptic
You know
season.
what OBN has been a feel, because they're obviously a good org, so I'd expect them.
Mm.
I think Johnny's. I expect them to do something. Because to be fair, like you don't associate OBN coming top 32.
Yeah, that
like,
18
no,
plus
that-
team was not I've said this a couple times, but not publicly. I don't think that 18 plus team is not very good in terms of the rest of the teams it's competing against. I mean, I've seen screenshots, I've seen gameplay of the roster. It doesn't play that well, and it's probably, I don't think it deserved top 32, but based off of it, I think I predicted them like top 12 to 15 or top 16. I mean, if OBN are going to get back up there, because like you say, Alex, they're not in a top 32 org, so youth is where they've had their success. Do they go back to youth? Do they pick up some free agents or some? Of course, roster mania in the youth scene. It's kind of opened up the door.
Didn't I said before this started, if the talent isn't there to develop, then an org shouldn't be wasting investment money on under 18. I think the only two teams that were actually worth the investment was us and Bulldog in season 1, because obviously, most players out of us and Bulldog will most likely go on to two good 18 plus teams based on what they've already done. Not to say that other teams won't, but other teams have a way to go before being on that stage, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no.
Because like us and Bulldog have proved time and time again that we can hang with people who are 18 plus and up there, whereas I don't think people below us make enough effort to get out there. If that makes sense, I don't see them playing any.
You've been there, you've done that. You've beaten 18 plus teams. There's teams under you that maybe haven't shown their worth against youth teams. So why should they maybe be put up against 18 plus teams?
I wouldn't even say that. It's not really anything to do with the fact that I've done it before.
Yeah.
It's more of the fact that I don't see any, like you guys was on when you were on TD. I don't see you any like asking for chows against 18 plus teams or anything, or making that extra bit of an effort to try and get the practice in.
I think all it is though is like some people's money eights is like a big thing. If you're playing money eights all the time, like, and you are playing the game, even money eights does like make a difference to your gameplay. Like if you're just constantly playing good players, like if you're getting a good money eights, they'll be frequently.
If you were a team that's if your team Descent team, to use for example, stuck together, and you got to a point where you're all comfortable, you're doing well against under 18 teams, and you go and say, right, let's just tweet Cammy's team, see if they want to chow, put some money on the line, because then they'll have an incentive to play you. It doesn't matter, mate. It does not matter if you lose that series. You use that series to learn, and if you don't put yourself out there, it's not going to come to you.
Yeah, there's no way they would probably scrim like us.
I've never really thought.
They're not going to scrim you.
Exactly, yeah.
Because they don't even scrim us or Bulldog.
Yeah.
So because they don't want to play under 18s. But if there's a 4v4 GB tourney, get involved. People be playing it.
Yeah, them prizes are ridiculous, like they are. So.
Because back in the day, there would be a G-Fin to play. You'd play against good teams, and you play against pro teams.
There was the 2Ks as well, like the 5Ks.
You play, 2Ks, 5Ks when they were open. Yeah, but like I would say, I must have spent about £30 on creds before I won a 2K. Mm-hmm. But you've got to keep putting yourself out there, man. You've got to keep.
I think also everyone used to play them. That's why it was good. Loads of people would sign up to them. Like even if it was 5 creds, loads of people would. Even the G. Do you remember the GU? Remember the G-Fins on AW? Every day, everyone would play them. It was like 4 a week.
Yeah, like when I first started playing against people, when like PS4 players, when we made the switch, and like that IW year when people like Keza came through, and when I first played Keza on Black Ops 3. I was sat there like, who the fuck's this guy, man? But he kept
that
putting
Odin
himself
team.
out.
Do you remember?
Yeah, he kept that Odin when they played hardpoint chows against good players. They'd put themselves out there, and people remember that name. You've got to keep just putting yourself out there until you're heard. Because if you keep getting the practice, you're gonna keep getting better and better. You're gonna know how to play against good teams. You're gonna learn stuff, and you just skip the whole phase of being like Radiant. You would just skip them entirely, and you'd be on like us and Bulldogs level, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. It's like I haven't really like ever thought about just tweeting someone for a chow, because like I always associate that as being like
an ego.
Yeah, a knobhead, like like what Big Roy's doing, just tweeting random people.
Yeah, but he is hilarious though, real talk.
He is
well funny.
That's entertainment, man. But like,
get him in, Alex. Get him in for a playoff, mate. Go on, get him in.
Man, we've got our team sorted, man. We've got our team sorted.
Winners round 1 to get Big Roy.
I did say I would do it if Joey didn't play, because it would have been hilarious. But the guy, to be fair, he's been in our Discord and he's chatted to us, and he seems like he's got loads of dedication and just wants to win, and I
Yeah.
can't
Quite
fault the guy
confident.
for
I see him tweet out like
I can't
tweeting out.
fault him
To be
for
fair,
it.
being mates with the guy, he is sound and he's just a funny. He's a lot of dedication for a 14. You wouldn't believe he's 14, the way he puts himself across.
Oh no, yeah, but don't get it twisted. When I was 14, I was coming into school at 11 in the morning because I'd been playing GFIN till like late night, and I'd be playing
Yeah,
wages. Like that's just the sort of grind you got to put in if you want
Thing
it.
is though, look, back in AW when we used to play though, you got to think there was wages active all the time. Like,
Oh,
you post
yeah,
a wage,
that's-
you get a
yeah.
game straight
No.
away. Like.
You can't like
playing
if you go
till,
on
like,
UMG, there's literally nothing on.
I know.
matches
That's
there.
I think that's hurt like youth COD as well because youth players would play wages like in their free time.
That's where like in Advanced Warfare you'd play GFIN to play against pros.
Yeah.
In Black Ops 3 you'd play wages and
That,
hardpoint.
I
shells
do
play
think that
against
was good
pros.
though.
Even
like,
towards
how
the
the pros
IW,
would play
like,
GFIN.
when I came back, yeah, like I was playing like Niall and Nolson and that in GFIN, like they'll still be
Yeah,
entering.
exactly.
Like that.
It has
Like,
hurt the scene that GFIN being replaced by EGL because
Yeah.
EGL's prize is shocking to begin with, and even like the teams in there, like you play some teams who just shouldn't play COD.
And like you
Right.
don't get better by staying in your own little bubble of your circle. Like it's Brad's a great example. He left his circle and look how much better he's got. Like I mean, maybe not so much better because the talent was there, but he's with people that can actually use that talent
Yeah, like teach
and
him.
take him
And
to the
also
next
teach
level.
him new things if anything. Like they can
Yeah.
just give him little tips like
Yeah.
improve
Surround
the game.
yourself with people that will take you out your comfort zone and to the next level of where you want to go. If you want to make this something, you've got to start thinking proactively and start
like,
thinking it's gonna be easier.
I guess another example could be. I mean, I know now he's like well in your circle. Which remember Joey, like when he first started playing when you're like BO3, didn't he? Because he used to play with like us lot in like AW. I teamed with him for like 2 years,
Yeah,
and then he
yeah.
went to you like
He went to
and
that
that's
event with Luty, didn't he?
yeah. And that's the thing that even he grew through playing with you lot a lot. That's
Yeah, Joey will tell you as much as me and Joey argue and like have our differences. He'll still tell you that I brought him through from when we picked him up for Exertus, which like at the time was quite a
yeah.
really unorthodox pickup. Like there was a few more other people we could got, but we saw Joey play at that Amateur Pro 3 event. I thought, we want him on
like
our team.
Lucy Rampage and that one.
Yeah. He was like dropping 50 bombs and stuff, and we saw him and thought that kid's got talent. Let's use it. And like he played like we went to that FCO event and came third, and we lost to Tommy in that twice. But like he played well still, and like he's just constantly got better and better. He's been on a constant rise, which is more than you can say for myself. I've only really started just getting back up there this year. Joey's been
We
constantly
didn't play last year, did
rising.
we? Like, not really. Like, and like the last. Yeah, and the
I was
last.
terrible. I was
weeks
terrible at
back.
IW. And then like
Remember
Black
you
Ops 3, I was
tweeted
in-
runner like, on IW.
Oh
Right.
yeah, when we lost to you in that, I don't know what league it was. Yeah, we lost to you in a league, and we said right, I'm not playing that.
Yeah.
I think it was EEG or something. Because like it was that late into the game, and you guys are just you tried so hard.
Oh yeah, it was
I
Dom.
couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it.
It was the last event or the last league of IW, Dom season 4.
I still can't believe we lost that grand finals because I'm not being funny. Like we were just too nice to OBM. We could have forfeited in map 4. Like if we would have took like the 40-point lead we had, we would have won. Because we ended up losing by 3 points, but we like, did a full restart. And
Beat
we're
me
gonna
in
they
the
was,
losers, didn't you,
they
Danny?
what'd you say?
Beat me in the losers in that one.
Oh, we was in losers round 1 and went all the way to grand finals.
Yeah.
And then like to be fair, like with my team with Deck and Runner, with Control and Runner, like them two, like if they lose a series, they do get annoyed. Start just chilling them out, like, and then we did play well, but we was unlucky to be fair, like, 'cause we had to use a pickup as well because Twins got booted offline. That was a bit annoying, but OBM were obviously better than us at that stage. I'm not gonna like say we was better than them, like we should have won, but we probably should have won that. Winning the first best of 5 in grand finals, then losing the second last map is a bit shit.
And no. As you got a question as well, Alex, didn't you? So I'm just going to bring it to that, just whilst we're just finishing off on what's going to happen
Let me grab it.
in the future. There was something that Gadge said. I'll actually read it out for you, mate. Was Gadge said that what are your plans after your esports career, or if you wouldn't be able to make it as a pro, what do you reckon you do for a living? Directed.
Who's
just
this
at you.
for?
Just for
Me?
Alex. Just for Alex.
Oh, Alex.
Just for Alex from
Could,
Gadge.
could open it up to everyone. To be fair, just ask everyone. But like
Oh, we can. Yeah. Yeah, we can.
after esports, like
If you couldn't do it as a living.
best case scenario, world class scenario is if it all works out, I make my money, and like the idea would be to go into property. I've had a few chats with my dad about it, and so like so obviously you get enough money to buy a house, create a portfolio, and start renting the houses out. So whilst you're playing COD, you'll be renting the houses out to people, and that's an income there. And then you've got a constant income, and if you need the money, you can just sell one house or move into one yourself, and then that would be the idea. That would be best case scenario. COD works out. I'm a pro player, making a lot of money.
Yeah.
If that doesn't work out, I've just done all my tax forms for a labourer. I'm going to work with my dad for the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And
Remember you talking
so
about that, yeah.
just on the tools, self-employed. It's like what's it called, man? Don't know what it's called. Subcontractor. So I'll just be doing manual work, which doesn't bother me because that's I didn't go to college. I had no desire to do academic stuff. I'm quite an intelligent kid, but that's not me.
Yeah, understandable. And we'll open it up the floor, like you said, Alex. Quasza, same question applies to you, mate. If esports didn't work out, what would be your if esports, if it's your ideal scenario, if it works out, good. If it doesn't, what would you think? What would you see yourself doing?
Well, after this year, I'm just going to finish my A levels.
Yeah.
I've applied for a few apprenticeships, just to do for like 2 years something, and then in the next couple of years, I'm going to think about applying to become like an apprenticeship in the RAF as a pilot, and try and and I was researching into that. It's like 12 years service in the RAF, and after that you can become like what?
12 man. What's the contract is 12 years?
Yeah, like you have to.
Oh, okay.
It's like you have to serve.
Oh,
in the
okay,
RAF for 12 years.
Yeah.
So I'll be a pilot in the RAF for 12 years. Then I'll go on to like commercial airlines, and that's where like the money's involved really.
Yeah.
So that's what I want
It's
to do.
a lot of money, yeah. So, and that's if COD doesn't work out. And of course, the ideal scenario is COD works out, I assume. Yeah, it's the ideal scenario for everyone. And Danny, I'm assuming your answer might be quite similar in terms of if COD works out, but if it doesn't...
No, to be fair, like, I don't know, with COD, like,
yeah,
recently I haven't played much, like, to be fair, I've just chilled, like, I would need to play a lot more, but the thing is with COD, I just think, like, it's one of them things where only a certain amount would actually go to that level, because the pure fact is, and I'm not gonna lie, friendship circles are a big part of that, because it is hard to get recognised if you are in a lower friendship circle. Like, I know Brad got, like, recognised, but his circle was quite decent still. I mean, I think one example would be, like, if you look at,
Drive Alex.
Yeah, Alex in AW, like he used to play in like Money H with like me, like loads of other people, like regular people, and then like Delio and that started playing with him. You probably remember that Alex, didn't you? And then he got known from there. Like, if you look at that Strive team, for example.
Nah, it worked out through Defrag. It wasn't Delio, it was through Defrag, because Defrag was good friends with Niall and that, obviously. And
they had that. What was that team they had with Reach? Do you remember the?
Niall, Reach, Defrag, and Ewan.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Alex had just an incredible IW. Yeah, did nothing but impress. So when Adam turned 18, when Defrag turned 18, he said Alex deserves a chance, and then he got the chance, and he's done nothing but impress ever since. Really, hasn't he?
He was good at IW champs as well, weren't he?
Yeah, he played really good at champs.
Decent placement, didn't they?
He was good. He was really good at Black Ops 3 as well. I remember. I don't think he really took it that seriously, because obviously there wasn't anything to take seriously when you think about it.
He was always good, but he's just next level now. He is really good.
Guys world class now. It deserves to be where he is completely.
Yeah.
So if that was not to work out for you then, Danny, what would be your eyes? So it was obviously RAF, commercial pilot, Alex, labour, property. What would you see yourself?
Like, I've already completed part of it, but I'm trying to be an accountant. Like, there's so much money, and obviously I live close to London. Obviously, that's where the money is. So that is obviously something I'd mainly go into, considering I've already got most of the qualifications anyway. So it's not even that. That is obviously a backup. But even if with something like that, you can obviously take on part-time work with it anyway. So even if you was going to play COD, I could still do that on the side. You know what I mean? That's just it gives you a steady income either way. It's just balancing things. But with COD, the thing is with COD, it's some players put so much into it and then fall short, and that if you don't have something to back it up, it does kind of mess you about a bit.
That was my issue. I dropped out of college after 2 months because I was just so hell bent on COD. Back in AW when I was 14 and having all this success, it went straight to my head, and I was thinking I don't even need to think about college. This is just going to work out when I'm 18.
I think the 18+ rule messed a lot of people up though. I stopped loads of people playing.
I think I think I'd have been there and gone. Like I'd have been up there and through Black Ops 3 and IW if I had access to that sort of practice and teammates, but didn't happen here. And you've got to accept it. So like all I can do hopefully is when I am 18, when Black Ops 4 comes out, I can just pick up where I left off. Hopefully, I'm confident I can do it. Like, I don't know, I've always been someone that's as good as the people who are around him.
Yeah.
And I've one of the more experienced, same as Detain, two of the more experienced players that have had the opportunities to play against the best people in Europe and beat them. So I think.
Well, you almost won the first Anthem Pro, didn't you? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Like, you probably should have won that.
Probably should have. Yeah, probably should have won that. But like, regardless, I think if there's two people that shouldn't struggle to get up there next year, it's me and Detain.
Yeah, definitely. You've already been there, really.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
Look at the players now who like are on the pro teams. Like, I'd put you above a lot of them, like on AW.
Oh, on AW, yeah, but that's 3.
Yeah.
That's 3 years ago, man. We gotta look at who's good right now.
You've got a chance. You're more than a chance. Like, you're already there.
And the difference is, yeah, those people have access to play against pro teams every day and go to global events. Yeah. That's the difference, man. Like, if
I think with a lot of the teams, like a lot of the like national like league teams in, but you know, like GGA Orange, they're moaning a lot because they have got they are a good team. They get pulls every event. Same with Monaco, but they don't get to scrim the pro teams. You think that's a big thing? That holds them back?
I think that's everything, man. I'd like the difference was so. I remember when Watson's team played one of the ESPU's tournaments, and we played them in the finals, and we got absolutely, and we were getting smoked, but we weren't getting smoked by kills. We were just getting completely outplayed on every map.
Yeah.
And like it was the first time all year I'd played a team and looked at how people were playing. I thought, yeah, they really have just.
What hard point you played them on?
London Docks.
Oh, we played them on the other day, and we got.
And the way they were rotating, it was just we just felt completely disabled. And I watched it back, and I was like,
the small things that you notice a lot against them teams.
Yeah. And like these that team wasn't actually a very good team.
No, it was Watson.
When you think in the grand scheme of things, it was like Watson, Kreza, Sambi, and Weeman. They're all really good players, but as in the grand scheme of things in Europe, they weren't like pro teams. They weren't winning the national circuit, but they were. But then it shows how far behind we are because we still had a lot to learn.
Yeah.
In comparison to where the 18+ players play the game.
Yeah.
And if we had, I feel like if players like me, Gizmo, Detain, Keza, all those people who have just got that talent, that got the chance to play against people that were
like
above their current talent, it would just bring us up to their level, and then it would just like snowball from there. But obviously, we're not 18, so we can't pinpoint how it would exactly go. But I would like to think that if I was 18 and got the chance to play against the top players consistently and had like a goal to work towards, so like the league, maybe the national circuit, or like an event, and pools at an event, then I would be putting more time in and I'd be better than I am right now. I'm not very good at all because I don't play the game. That's going to change. But as in, like, let's go back to like the Summer Cup form. I was playing incredible. We weren't losing a map. And I was playing some really good Call of Duty because we got on and practiced against good teams. And we just, like, we'd be doing things that youth teams don't, because we'd be doing things like blocking the right spawns when breaking a hill, simple things like that. Letting people spawn out, like learning where to spawn people out.
Mm-hmm. And no, to be fair, like I don't know if you noticed as well, but like, do you know S1, like your barrage team, you was miles ahead as well, because like you was just playing like all the time as well, and you played like a lot. Like, I swear you did play some good teams, like didn't you? Like S1, you were scrimming the pro teams, not pro teams, like top teams.
Start of the game every year. Every year we play against pro teams.
That's what I mean. So you do have an advantage, you know. I'm not saying that's why you win. Obviously you deserve that, but that is a big thing.
That's like, it's a big thing, definitely. But
especially
like
S1, like.
People don't put enough time in when the game comes out, man. People don't actually no. People put a lot of time in. They don't put efficient time in.
Yeah.
They get on and play pubs for God knows how many hours, or play some.
Rather than like scrim and even lose. Like...
Yeah, you got to know how to lose and learn from it. A lot of people don't know how to lose and learn. They just lose and think, this guy costed. This guy costed.
Split. Yeah.
Rather than actually attacking the problem.
Yeah.
I think I said this on the Esports Universe podcast. A lot of teams aren't willing to stick it out and learn, and it just me. Do you remember when Optic was at their best, and every other team was splitting to try and beat them? And
Yeah,
it was
but they couldn't find a
ultimately-
roster to beat them. Yeah,
and
yeah.
it was ultimately just making Optic better because loads of teams were just going back to square one. That was just essentially what it was like with us and Bulldog.
Mhm.
And then TD almost cracked the code, and started doing well and making noise, and then they
Yeah.
thought they'd done the job that they'd set out to do, and
Not
then stopped.
playing. Yeah.
Whereas like to constantly be in the top two, you've got to be constantly working at it when you need to, and your team just the team just wasn't quite there yet to be able to take their foot off the gas, if you know what I mean.
It's not like
Yeah,
I know what you mean.
I do regret not playing because that literally costed my spot on that team, and now I've just got nothing to play for the rest of the year, and that's basically.
What is your
Oh,
team
I
now?
am.
Like who is your?
It's just, it's just anyone like, that's on to
The
play,
mains,
basically.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
anyone.
not that serious.
Yeah.
It's fair enough.
It's a good point you actually raised, was, and it actually brings me on to what we're going to talk about briefly before we finish. It's season 3 of the EG, of course. Since there's the EG season 2 recap, we may as well bring up the season 3 structure. And you say you're going to be playing for fun in the future. The structure, in case you guys missed it in the stream as well, it's completely changed. It's longer. There's more teams. It's separated by region. Generally, it's open to anyone. Just your general thoughts on that. Separating the regions, making the league longer, more open. And I believe the playoffs is only going to be at the end. I don't think it's going back to the old 32-team bracket. I think it's changing completely as well there. So
Yeah, I
that's
don't get why they've separated
I
the
think,
regions.
no, I think I think the regions is okay. I'm a bit 50-50 on that, but I think with the playoffs, I think that's a good thing because it's more of an achievement to actually make the playoffs.
Isn't it like you have your national playoff and then you
Yeah,
go into
an 8
another
team,
playoff?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like top 2 from each.
And you go to like a final playoff. Don't
Yeah,
you?
it's like top 2
That's
from the
not
UK.
good.
Is it
The
like-
problem with
is it
this,
like-
the problem with this, why it's not good is because it rewards teams from other countries who maybe not be that great. Like, look at Portugal, they get 2 spots
Yeah.
like into the last 8. Like, and I'm not being harsh, but there's not 2 Portuguese teams. Like 2 Portuguese teams would never ever come top 8. Not
Yeah,
2.
and if you
like,
think about it, yeah, imagine
they're
if
host
us
as
and
well.
Bulldog were still playing in that, yeah.
No
and
other
then-
UK team's got a chance.
Absolutely, OBN would miss out, TD would miss out, Radiant would miss out,
How
and
many
it just
I think more teams get through in the British one, don't they, Dan? I swear, like,
Um,
that should
like-
be
think it's
how
like-
it is.
I think
I'm
it's
not-
like 4 teams or
I'm
6
not
teams get through.
Yeah. Oh, I think, I'm just not
Six
100%.
It's
makes
6
sense.
and then 12.
6
It's
makes
6
sense.
and then 12.
I think it's 6.
I'll get it up again because I'm not 100% sure in my head either, of course, because the season.
Because how I see it is like look at some of the teams like there isn't even a French youth team apart from Red World Hope like a lot of them that
Yeah,
wouldn't
good
play
for
the
you,
leagues. Like there are some good French youth teams. Alex would know that as well. He's been at SFCO. Like there are some good ones, but they don't play the leagues. Like it's just
Yeah, exactly.
why are they
They
getting
don't have any
spots?
part in
Like,
it.
What
the
different
teams who-
regions are that? Is it like Germany?
Germany as well. They're German youth teams. Like,
Um,
Wait,
I
I
don't-
see it, man.
I believe, as far as I know, it's Germany, France. I think there's 6 regions: Germany, France, Italy, Spain, UK,
like, Italy, look at Italy,
and
youth
Portugal.
teams, like,
Do-
come
do
on,
Italians-
mate,
yeah,
have a
in
laugh.
Italians
Portugal.
even play the youth leagues?
Idemina is all I can really think of.
Yeah,
And they
They
only
used
play
to get
one league.
3-0 direct, like.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, man. The EEG system was the best system out
Yeah,
of all
what's
3.
changed it?
So don't fix what's not broken. The thing that was broken was the scheduling of the playoffs
Yeah.
and like the stream. The
Yeah.
stream. It
That's
ultimately the
easily
fact that the winners
fixable,
I'll
final.
tell you what
That's
influenced
yeah,
that. Like
big
people
that.
just complain about playing foreigners all
On one
like,
bar
the time.
host, yeah, that was a majorly
But
a
that-
host complaint.
But
But the
that's
part
the
of one-
part that is
part
of
online.
the game.
That is
Yeah,
online, man.
yeah.
You don't play a European 2K and then go and moan, oh well, we got put on a Spanish server in our dedicated servers.
To be
We
fair,
shouldn't
though,
be
that
dealing
is
with
a that is a problem. But I'm not being like, look at Monaco. Everyone moans about them online. They've been to literally pool play every single event. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure.
exactly.
Like, yeah, they have done well.
So,
Right.
I don't know, man. It's just
I've read
that-
this before. I'll read it again, because obviously I'm not too familiar with it, but I've sort of had to familiarize myself with it. I'll recap. You said that UK make it through, so it's that final playoff that happens. It's a 16-team UK playoff. Starts at 32. It's 16-team playoff for the UK. The final playoff, 8 make it through. France 2 make it through.
Okay.
Spain make it through. Every region. Oh, sorry. Yeah, UK get 8 teams in the final bracket. France
That's what I
and
look-
Spain and Germany get 2 teams. Italy get 1. Portugal get 1.
Okay.
It's a
Well, I think
very
that all of the 8 UK teams are going to be hoping to get one of them Italian teams or someone like that. 'cause
And then it
that's-
works
that's what
out.
they're gonna want.
the championship works out as four groups of 4, drawn from 4 pots. It'll be separated in terms like first, second, third, fourth. And then the top 2 from each pool go through to an 8-team double elimination bracket. So it's being cut from 32 finally to secure a champion to 8. So it's complicated at first read, and I'll have to read it quite a few times, I think, more.
I did understand it, but there was a
Yeah.
lot. I think they've not clarified it very well.
It's
to,
very
like,
well
certain
structured.
people.
It's very well
I
structured.
appreciate like that they're trying like something
I
else.
think it
like,
might be too
something
well structured. In a
Yeah,
way.
they're like
It's very
experimenting.
refined.
I don't even appreciate that, man. You shouldn't
Well,
fix what's
true.
not broken. You should look at what's actually wrong with the system rather than
Yeah.
I think if anyone needs to change, it's Val, not EEG. The
Yeah, I was
EEG
just-
needs to
I was
fix
just saying,
it.
because
like,
the stream system for Valve is really good. It's just the
streaming for EG, like why are they even on Smashcast? Like,
Smashcast paid
let's
for
just
Don't
Why
get
not,
me.
man?
Don't
Yeah.
don't
It's just
even
not.
don't even.
unless
start
they're
me on
paying
that.
them like a substantial amount for them
Yeah.
being.
I
part
think
of
they do though. Because if you go on Smashcast, if you look at the most viewed like thing, I know it's not a big site. It was Hitbox. Hitbox wasn't awful. They used to stream like CS and stuff like that on there. Like, I
Yeah.
think Riot Games and
Hitbox is good.
Hitbox is
good.
Smashcast. That is Smashcast now. They took it
Um,
over.
I think there
Yeah,
is
yeah.
there is a contract. Of course, I don't go anywhere near that, but there is a contract agreement with Smashcast. The details of which I'm not 100%. But when that contract ends, us and the admins of EG, we've said that Twitch is more viewers.
'Cause, yeah, their viewers would literally take such a hit.
Cammy has 4 times the amount of viewers
Exactly.
as the Smashcast.
You
stream.
try and load up Smashcast and you literally won't even load up most
I
of the time.
I'm pro
Yeah,
Twitch.
and it stutters as well in the stream. Like, if you
Yeah.
try and watch the
You've
VOD
also
back,
got to
like,
think that did Cammy get all those viewers because it was on Twitch, or did he get all those viewers because
Did Cammy
people
get all-
someone would rather want to watch a player's point of view? Because if you compare that to maybe a Val final, how many viewers would I have got if I streamed that final in comparison to the actual stream?
I think what it is as well is with like when you're watching a player, not just the player, but you can hear the team's comms and things like
Yeah,
that. Like it's
That's a big thing for me.
That is
I
a
like to hear that.
like listenings and things like that. Like people like them. They do
There's
genuinely
pros
do
and
like
cons,
them.
man, because I like watching the caster and seeing everything that's going on the map.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I think the team listenings are good though. Like in the CW events, you don't think like when they go to
That's
a team
the next
listening,
step.
that is quite good.
That should be.
Trying to get listenings in the.
That's what I always said. Yeah, like.
I think we
but
tried
don't know how
it
you do
in,
that. How would
Everybody
you do
uses
that?
party chat though. Everyone has to
Yeah.
use Discord or
Yeah, I
TeamSpeak.
can't. Do you know what though? I can't deal with party chat. My
Party
team
chat,
did
yeah.
party chat.
Oh,
it
I've
just
had,
really bothers me.
yeah.
It just lags
It
out.
bothers
Like
me.
you just.
Oh, it's
I think I
stress.
remember I did a game in Val Season 1 where I think it was Idamina against someone. We did listen-ins once with TeamSpeak, but that's the thing, yeah, it's everybody must use TeamSpeak for other matches, or else you don't get a listen-in.
Yeah. Also,
Well,
listening, yeah, you'll have people being like racist and stuff, so you can't. Like,
Yeah, it's
Yeah, there's some people are like that, like in game.
yeah, true. It's a lot of trust and it's a lot
In
of
fact, I remember when me and was teams and Dean put his stream on one, and he used to get
No,
He didn't
there's
want-
been some.
he didn't
there's-
want his stream banned. Remember that? He started raging.
Like, if say it was what I'm going off, then
There are some funny listenings of me and my team at FCO. You don't want to hear them.
Val tried to get people to use TeamSpeak. Yeah, Brad even said himself, yeah, Val tried to do it with last season
Yeah, they did.
about
they did.
using TeamSpeak. I find it quite useful. It's just me swapping over to TeamSpeak.
They do it with
You do,
CS.
I'm
If you watch their CS playoffs, they have to listen in sometimes. I've
Mhm.
heard of listening on there. They do it on there because
Yeah.
they use TeamSpeak anyway. Like, that's the big difference.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good idea. It's just it needs to work consistently across all teams. You can't have a listening once and then have it the rest of the season. I mean, it is a lot of trust in players
Yeah.
to actually use Discord or use TeamSpeak and not use Party, which is a lot more convenient because say a team gets home at like 5 and they're like, right, we're going to try and get a listen done tonight. But the team just says, you know what, let's just get the match done. They jump in Party and they start the match. It's like, right, you've missed out now. It can work, but it needs
I
to be
mean, not for
consistent.
league games. I think for playoffs though, they should put a lot more
Yeah,
effort into
that'd
doing
be-
it. Like in playoffs, like I'm
People
a bit.
can't use Discord.
That's what I say. That is the only thing. Some people just can't actually use it. Well, I don't know. I just
On my
I-
PC, I can't.
it-
That's one thing I can't even do. For some reason.
Yeah, obviously, I've got a PC. I think Alex does. So does was. I think you two do as well, didn't you? So you could
Yeah.
use it. That's the thing that annoys me. Like I'm not saying it annoys me. It's just party chat really is buns compared to like Discord or something like that. Like it's just you can't really chill as much in party
The thing
chat.
is, if it was the Xbox, that's the one thing. If it was the Xbox, we'd be able to get
partnered
Well,
with it, isn't it?
You can use the Xbox app. Like,
yeah,
can't
and even the PS4. I think we can get party audio through. It's just a case of it stops something. I think it's getting party
you?
audio through.
Yeah, you can't. You'll get a black screen on the Elgato.
Yeah,
and take
it's
HLTR or something like that. On
Yeah.
your set.
That's the thing about
Yeah.
that's one thing I hate about PS4. You can't get party chat through unless you do some weird things. But Xbox was simple. But it is, yeah. If it works, it'll be perfect. It's probably one of the big things that the leagues, and I've seen a lot of people say that it's probably missing in the future. And if they can add that, I mean,
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is though, you got to think the youth leagues don't have a big production budget like
True,
obviously
true, true,
CWL
true.
would have, so it's going to be harder for them to do that. Because I mean, obviously, for starters, it's online. Like, I mean, the CWL, do you remember when it used to be online, like in Black Ops 3? Like,
Yeah.
still used to have listenings
Oh
occasionally,
yeah.
but they've got a much bigger production budget. Like, everyone
Yeah.
would have been on a PC. Like, they wouldn't be in party chat. So I think that's something to look at as well, like the budgets they got. Do things
Yeah,
with.
in reality, it just ain't gonna happen, is it?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, it's just a bit. Yeah,
For the
impossible.
future, possibly. Who knows down the line what we should see
Not
towards
even,
him.
man, because as more people just turn 18 and start leaving these leagues, the more
Yeah, look at the exact prime example of the Bulldog lads now.
they're
And that's
like
I'm not saying they
some-
should. Obviously, you should. That's what. That's the ultimately it is the goal to do that.
if anyone's gonna if you're gonna use anybody to do a listening with, it's gonna be us and Bulldog, because all of us do use Discord and can use TeamSpeak. So as now that there's not us two, I'm pretty sure almost every other team actually does use Party Chat.
Yeah.
it's like,
essentially,
mate,
yeah.
I can't be dealing with it. It's so annoying. Like my
So,
audio doesn't even work, so I can't listen to music when in party chat. Like, it's just.
I
I'm not
can't do it.
used
I
to
can't do
it.
it. Yeah, no, I can't deal with it, man. It is pure stress.
Yeah, so what we see towards the end of World War II, who knows, we could be talking about listenings for every single team heading into the start of Black Ops 4, for all we know. But that seems to be it for tonight. We've gone through quite a few, quite a deep recap, and guys, that will of course be it. Of course, I'd like to thank you guys. Quinn couldn't make it, sadly. I think he was busy. I think he's got exams next week, so he just wasn't available. But nonetheless, it was appreciated having you guys on. Of course, Alex, yourself, congrats on that playoff win. It's been good having you here tonight, mate.
Sound, no problem, mate. It's been a pleasure.
Danny, first time having you on here all year. That Vortex squad, they can place higher than that, but top 8 is still a respectable result. And it's been good having you on as well, mate.
Yeah, cheers.
And if you say top 12 one more time.
Your placement was good, but it can be better. Stream already knows what placement you got. It wasn't top 8, and it was below top 8, and it was just above top 16. So I'll let the stream work out that one. But mate, it's been good having you on this week. Our placement can get better, and I think in the next couple of leagues it will get better. But it's still been fun having you on, mate.
Yes.
It's always fun
Nice
having
done.
you. So last time with Reese was quite funny. It's funny yet again. It's funny to get Reese on again at some stage. But guys, like we say, thank you again for tuning in, sending in your questions. Tuning in, of course, the EEG Season 2 recap, and we'll be back next week with what is, I think, the culmination of the Val Leagues. We'll be discussing that as well, and with playoffs coming up very soon. Key to see some of these players involved in the coming week, guys. But like we say, appreciate you guys tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday evening. You guys, I'm pretty sure all the UK's on study leave now, so those either revising. I'm not, but
I'm tweeting for a scrim, mate.
exactly, I'm not. At least not tonight. But yeah, like you say, most of the UK's on study leave. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys, and good luck, of course, in all your exams that are taking place. I think you've got A levels. I've got A levels. Alex, you've got
Fuck all.
fuck all. Danny, you've got what?
Work.
Yeah. So a lot of work going on behind the scenes. But guys, again, appreciate you guys tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.